a miracle center, the prayer center, and the ladies came out. They were fighting, and she should refund their money.
Interesting.
She should refund their money. See, church is meant to build us in 3 ways. If you enter a church and you are not built in these 3 ways, wrong. Church is meant to build us. Spiritual has to do with their spiritual life. You are related. So it's meant to build you. That miracle water, your pastor should build you to the extent that you can also brought out that miracle water from the well.
Will it tell me those girls don't have an idea that these things are not the ultimate solution?
Get it? They are not the ultimate solution. Who orientates them? That's why I said that marriage is an institution. Marriage is an institution. Where you work is an institution, the rest of it. Now, your family gives you their value, they set their value, and that's why I'm laughing what is happening in our educational system now. Africans were known for morals. Because a child does not just run into school. You allow a child to grow. I know I was in the house there about 5 years before I went, before I went into school. What was I learning? I was learning how to put firewood together to bring up fire. I was learning how to do these things. I was learning my family ethics. That's why till now, I used to talk to my wife, I tell her, by this now, if you annoy them that you are annoying God, you are biological parents. Apostle Paul said the Berean Christians, they were different. Do you know why? They were people who said them was true. You're just telling me, you're not telling me. And you know what? Some people even went as far as using voodoo. I'm not, some of them were bicycle riders, motorcycle riders. Some of them were in charge of security. They were just security, and that they just ride on that in the wings of, and they went for reps. What are they doing? What are they doing now? Sorry, take it or leave it. Most of our churches, there's something we used to read in Anglican church. We've left undone the things we ought to have done, and we are now doing what we ought not to have done. We've left undone what we ought to have done, and we are now doing what we ought not to have done. That is in a, I'm forgetting those things. It's been a while. It's been a while. There's a prayer we used to pray, and this thing we pray that, and then we say, God, all you have to do should be led doing. We are focusing on what we are. The church is meant to build spiritual attention. To understand when you need your parents, some of the courses people are going through that we are going here and there is one mistake we did to our parents that we need to go back to our parents and they look at you. I know of a lady, she was having problem in Port Harcourt. She met one of the pastor told her, go back to your mother. She went with wrapper and a bottle of wine to the mother. Immediately the mother saw her with wrapper and wine, the mother started crying. The mother asked her, who told you this? She said, my pastor said I should go and meet you. I should go and meet you. The mother prayed for her and said, from today I release you.
Oh, interesting.
They should go back to their parents. My pastor will always tell you, go your background.
You know, I'm looking at the individual involved. This was a former governor of Ondo State. And it tells you that the level of belief system, the level of bond we have with our belief system. Sorry,
Mike. Now another thing is that what's to disassociate a man from his belief.
Yeah.
But it's expected that knowledge and exposure should help you to do that. And that's why I'm saying every training should have been able to shape you in these 3 ways. Of a pastor's son that will tell you that I don't want to behave like my father. I know of a pastor's son, that will tell you I cannot be in that way because there is a belief, there is something, a religious perspective that the father is carrying on that is not going well. He has been conscientized. He has had good. So it's that I cannot. So that means he has been taught. It's psychological, this thing. My people perish because they lack knowledge. Now, I say something. It's difficult to, is destructive to know in ignorance. You are ignorant, but you know. What you think you know is not what you're supposed to know, and it's not good to know, to be known. So in Akere Duru state level, you know, he's a man that was surrounded by advisors. Yeah. He was a man, he has his own level of exposure that nobody would have believed that this thing will. If you are sick, please, sir, your pastor has prayed. Nothing is wrong with meeting your pastor.
This is that some individuals in government might be diverting funds to prepare for upcoming elections, which are less than 2 culture.
This year, this is our money.
Okay.
And this is what you are expected to get. The one of last year, we don't know how far it has been implemented till now. The money. And one thing is that in Nigeria, this is not a bad because politics operates in everything. You having politics.
Okay.
Politics is just having the way of making people to flow with you to achieve a goal. That is how I see politics. But we have painted politics in this country in a very bad past it. He didn't day, he didn't day. One man said that to us. He didn't day, he didn't day. Yandeva. So they've passed it. There's just something I saw in that budget that triggers my... There was something, whether they said 200 billion or so for support for AIDS, like since you we borrow, what are the mondos? What are we using those money borrowed for? If we are borrowing money, it should reflect in our economy. It should reflect in your own life, in my own life. Are we showing for those money that we borrowed? We keep on borrowing. Something happened recently. I told you I'm studying African countries. Something happened in Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is debt free. They've started